So I will say, if you don't like horror movies, then you may want to stay away from this. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're talking about a brand new Shudder release, Stay Out of the Attic. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts on this movie were, if you already saw it, if you were excited for it, if you weren't planning on seeing it, let me know so we can discuss. Also, make sure to hit that thumbs up button if you like these reviews, as it helps me out immensely by getting my channel out there. And if you are new here, I hope you consider hitting that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with reviews of new releases, older films, hidden gems, and so much more on a near daily basis. But let's not waste any more time and let's talk about Stay Out of the Attic. This focuses on a diverse group of ex-cons turned movers who are convinced by their creepy client to pull an all-nighter for a generous pay bump. As the night progresses and rooms are cleared, they slowly uncover the horrors that exist inside his old Victorian mansion. This is the feature debut of director Jaren, who also co-wrote the screenplay, and it also goes by a not suitable for work longer title that I'll refrain from saying. You can go look it up if you want. But it premiered on Shudder today, and like a few other horror movies we've gotten this year so far, this goes for more of a schlocky B-movie feel. The entire movie takes place in this one confined setting, being the client named Vern's house, with Vern being played by Michael Flynn. Though it doesn't skimp out on being incredibly gory, though not done in the style of something like Saw or Hostel, because a lot of it's very over the top, with just a small hint of dark humor thrown in there, with each instance of violence portrayed as blood splattering all over the place. Now, it's nothing I'd call deep by any means. The story's pretty bare bones for the most part, though they do try giving each of these characters a little bit of an arc to make them somewhat compelling. There's a scene towards the beginning, before things get out of hand, where they all explain to each other, and really the audience, why they took on this job, whether it be to just get some extra money, or to help grow their business, or for family reasons. And that's what motivates them to stay in this house, even when they first discover that something may not be right with Vern, as they find some pretty creepy things within the house, or at least all but one of them discovers, because one of the movers named Schillinger, played by Ryan Francis, seems to indicate that he knows a little something more about Vern than he lets on, which especially annoys another of the movers named Carlos, played by Bryce Fernelius. But Imani, played by Morgan Alexandria, who's the leader of this service, wants them to stick together and just keep pushing through to get out faster, and they agree to that. But it's not long before things go from 0 to 100. As the title suggests, there's part of the house that Vern explicitly asked the trio to stay away from, and they eventually make their way in there anyway. And without giving too much away, it pits them against a few unexpected surprises. The film only clocks in at an hour and 20 minutes, and it moves by at a pretty quick pace, as each of the three movers encounters their own set of obstacles. And watching them fight whatever it is they encounter is quite fun. The film definitely doesn't hold back in terms of exciting, off-the-wall action scenes, though with all that comes a bit of an issue in terms of tone. As I said earlier, it's a pretty bare-bones film, and a lot of it isn't character-driven. That is until later on when it tries to shoehorn in some moments of attempted character development. And I wouldn't even say these moments are bad or on their own poorly done. Thematically, it hits some good notes as it highlights things such as finding redemption and being honest with those that you say you care about. Though, since it's so late in the film and it hits spoiler territory, I won't get much further than that. But that's also part of the problem, as the film never really pushed forward as a character-based movie for about half its runtime, outside of that one scene at the beginning that I mentioned earlier. And then it suddenly circles back to that one scene, and it tries to turn itself into a bit of this morality tale, especially contrasting Vern with the movers. And I want to be clear, I have no issue whatsoever with what was said, and it was solid for what it was. I just think the film could have consistently hit those notes a little earlier on, outside of just one scene, as it causes the narrative to feel a little uneven by being roped in so late in the film, because now all of a sudden it pulls you into two different directions. One minute it wants you to just sit back, turn your mind off, and watch blood splatter all over the place, and then the next it wants to take on a bit more of a serious tone that doesn't sit totally right with everything else. It doesn't always gel together. Now, these characters are likable enough that you do care, but it just swings hard between the two tones that it feels a little jarring, and while it ends on a really solid note, the road to get there is a little bumpy. Overall, this was fine. Nothing incredible, but it was fun enough. It mostly works as this silly, over-the-top B-movie that you can have some fun with. It's just, I wish it kept more of a consistent tone for its entire runtime. The moments where it wants you to suddenly take it seriously aren't bad on their own, it's just that they clash with the film's sillier aspects that take up the majority of the movie, and it won't feel 100% cohesive. Still, It's fun enough, and if you have Shudder, it makes for a nice casual watch. Stay Out of the Attic gets a 6.5 out of 10. So let me know, did you see Stay Out of the Attic, or are you planning to see it, and what were your thoughts? Did you have fun with it? Do you have a favorite guilty pleasure movie? Let me know in the comments below so we can discuss. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching everyone, and keep having fun with film.